haircut. So what was the plan? 2018 was when we first sort of saw a reasonably robust form of Northern Powerhouse Rail, but specifically tied to a number of a government commitment, which was £70 billion committed by George Osborne to deliver, had been committed by George Osborne, and then successive governments had committed to delivering a solution, but specifically and crucially involving high-speed rail. So involving a high-speed line from Liverpool through to Manchester, through via Manchester Airport to Manchester, relying, of course, on significant section of HS2 itself, and then whizzing from Manchester via a new station in Bradford to Leeds, and then also with substantially upgraded connectivity nominally on the existing network into the lines to York and towards Hull. So that was the proposal for Northern Powerhouse Rail for what it was worth. It was a stupid name. We should always have been calling it the Transpennine High Speed Line, because if we had, then what we're about to talk about would be almost impossible to happen. So that's not true, actually. Names don't make a difference. Stuff gets cancelled anyway. But it would have made it a bit more clear what it's supposed to be, rather than allowing it to be so easily swept into a lot of other stuff. So 2018, we sort of then see a walk back in 2021. Remember the Integrated Rail Plan? Wop, wop. Well, this popped up in 2021, which it was kind of heralded the, this is why I have this man here hostage, because he was the author of the National Infrastructure Commission's report that basically was copied verbatim into the Integrated Rail Plan. But the Integrated Rail Plan downsized those the 2018 proposals. In doing so, Transport for the North got very unhappy, and in response to it getting very unhappy, it had its statutory powers removed and its funding substantially reduced, which was nice of central government. Lovely lashing out there. And that reduced the new sections of high-speed line down to Warrington Bank Quay via the HS2 bit up to question mark. And for a while, that was supposed to be the end of Stanage or Diggle Tunnel, or the other end of it, how that was ever going to work, and how on earth they'd fit that in on the existing geography north of Manchester, who knows. But that was kind of nominally the proposal. And yes, and then, as you know, that definitely stuck around, didn't it? There weren't any problems that, after that, everything was absolutely fine and safe and... Yeah, Network North arrived. What was Network North? Nobody knows. Absolute anarchy and chaos. Honestly incredible. It's amazing that it managed to continue in this what was it? We'll never know. I suspect something dreamt up in a hotel with some stuff involved. Who knows? But it was a mess. That was 2024. That was the cancellation of HS2 as we know it in its almost total entirety. This what is this? What is this? Why is this in the north? What's that? What's this? What? Who? Just incredible. So Network North was just anarchy. So we're just going to kind of forget about it, because if we don't, we may get a headache. So. Now, an important reminder, in fact, that this is not, we've had Transpennine route upgrade in various forms, including full-scale electrification since the late 80s. And in the mid-90s, it was a very firm plan, an extremely firm plan with kind of, 1992 was kind of when the plans had started being developed. 1995 was when they were kind of outlined as Electric 2000, involving new 100-mile-an-hour rolling stock. This was not for a dedicated line. This was an upgrade of the existing line. This is what nominally is now Transpennine route upgrade in all of its glory, but with some of the extra stuff sort of sellotaped in. So this discussion of these upgrades is very long in the tooth. So it's tiring to see it being spun this way and that way. But that's sort of a little bit of a history of what was being proposed previous to now.